What's going on, yo? Faiz Sports Talk back at it with another video talking some NFL, and I'm here to tell you why I believe it is going to be difficult, or more difficult, I should say, for the Chicago Bears to draft a wide receiver in this year's NFL draft. And I'm going to get into why. Before I do, if you are new to the channel, make sure to go ahead, guys, and hit that big red subscribe button down below. Make sure you're following me on all my social media platforms, and guys, as always, hit the bell icon so you're in fact notified every time I drop a new video. All right, people, let's get into it. So what do I mean by this, right? Why do I say it's going to be hard for the Bears to draft a wide receiver? Well, let me set the context here, okay? Because in free agency, the Chicago Bears have not done much. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to hate on Ryan Poles and his plan, but that is the case. When your top two receivers that you've signed in free agency thus far are Byron Pringle and Equanimeous St. Brown, I'm sorry, you have not solved the receiver position, okay? So, with that being the case, after free agency comes the draft. And so Bears fans, including myself, are thinking, okay, free agency, you don't want to overpay for guys, so you're going to go ahead and draft somebody, right? Cool. The Bears have draft picks this year. Yes, they do. But now, after all of these trades that have taken place for star players, there's a lot of teams that need a receiver. And luckily, this year's draft is deep at the receiver position. But if you want game-changing guys, the guys that can give you that wide receiver one potential, those guys are going to be gone early, all right? So when we're talking about, oh, we've got Mooney on the roster, well, Darnell Mooney to me is a wide receiver 2 more than he's a 1. Byron Pringle, he's a wide receiver 3 more than he's a wide receiver 2. Equanimeous St. Brown might not even make the roster. So really, you need more talent there. So I'm saying that to say just keep that in mind when we talk about, oh, the Bears can just draft somebody. Let me list you the teams that I believe will or could be drafting a receiver in this year's draft. Okay, these are the receiver-needy teams. We'll start with the Green Bay Packers. They have literally nobody, right? They lost MVS to the Chiefs. They lost St. Brown to the Bears. They lost Devontae Adams, or I should say they traded him to the Raiders. And so now you literally are left with what? Alan Lazard and the corpse of Randall Cobb. Yeah, it's pretty sad, Green Bay. You can bet. Well, you can't bet because you never know with Green Bay. They might draft another quarterback. But it's a good assumption that they probably will draft a receiver. And a high one. Packers, number 1. Chiefs, number 2. They could draft one. They just traded away Tyreek Hill. Yes, you got MVS that you signed from the Packers. And Mecole Hardman's great, but that's not enough. I'm sorry. I know Travis Kelce, obviously one of the best tight ends in the NFL. But the Chiefs could draft a wide receiver. Let's continue. The Falcons. Do they even have a receiver? They lost Russell Gage to the Buccaneers. They lost Calvin Ridley to gambling. He is suspended for a season for gambling. So the Falcons don't have a receiver, and they need one. And obviously Julio Jones, well, he was been gone for a while. But point is, they have no receivers. Okay? Then we take a look at the Saints. Besides Michael Thomas, who can never stay healthy, the Saints have no receivers. Okay? Then we talk about the Eagles. Right, Devontae Smith is nice. He had a decent rookie season. Behind that, Jalen Reagor, you really trust him? I don't think Eagles fans do either. They could use a receiver. The Jets, Corey Davis is okay. Jamison Crowder, he's a free agent. They don't really have anyone else, right? So the Jets could use a receiver. The Lions, yeah, Amon-Ra St. Brown. I'd rather have that brother than Equanimeous on the Bears. But besides that, I mean, Josh Reynolds, that's not a good receiving core. They could draft a receiver. The Cleveland Browns, yes, I know they have Amari Cooper, but behind him, as of right now, it's Donovan Peoples-Jones, it's Rashard Higgins, it's guys like that. So I know maybe Jarvis Landry comes back, maybe OBJ comes back to get the band back together, but as of now, they need more receivers than just Amari Cooper. So just take a look at that right there. I've listed you, Chiefs, Packers, Jets, Browns, Eagles, Lions, Saints, Falcons, Cards. Literally 9 teams. Oh, Cardinals, that's another team I forgot about. They don't have anybody behind DeAndre Hopkins. They lost Christian Kirk to the Jacksonville Jaguars, so they could draft a receiver. So that's the point I'm trying to make here, is there are so many wide receiver needy teams that it will almost be impossible to trade up for your guy if you want to trade up for him. And also to get your guy, it'll be almost impossible. And it might be to the point where by the time it's the Bears' turn, right, it's like, okay, do we draft a guy we don't even like, but he's a receiver and we need one because all the guys that we like got taken up? Or do we take BPA, best player available? So just want to keep that in mind here, folks. Again, I'm not trying to hate on Ryan Poles' plan. I'm okay with, him if that's his plan, sticking to it. But I just want to be mindful of the fact that it would not have hurt if you would have just gotten at least one established receiver. And no, Pringle and St. Brown do not count as that. If you had went and gotten a DJ Chark, again, only $10 million or more than they paid Pringle. If you had went and gotten a DJ Chark, that would have been fine, right? Because then you have a wide receiver too. I'm not even a big fan of Juju Smith-Schuster, but he's better, arguably, than Byron Pringle. Who knows? Again, he was signed for about 1 year, $10 million. And that was like $3 million at his base salary, $7 million in incentive. So don't tell me it's about the price. It's not about the price. It's about, again, you not wanting to spend in free agency, period. So to me, that's just all I wanted to say to you guys is be mindful of that. I know a lot of Bears fans want to, trade for Justin Fields' receivers at Ohio State. Folks, it's going to cost you a pretty penny to do that. And we don't have Ryan Pace. We have Ryan Poles. So we don't have the same guy that's going to want to trade up, give up draft capital when he's shown he's so conservative early on. So just something to keep in mind, food for thought. So let me know what you guys think about that. I know we'll probably still draft a receiver, but man, it's going to be barren by the time the Bears get to their spot. So let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment down below. As always, thanks for watching.